Hey guys, welcome back to Low Carb with Jennifer. Today we're going to make a delicious keto hamburger stew. Instead of potatoes, we're going to be using radishes. Now you might be thinking, oh gosh, here we go, another vegetable that I would not use instead of potatoes. But let me tell you, they are really, really good in soups. When you cook them in a broth, they just lose all of the, like the heat or the, I don't know. They just soften and they get really delicious. So we've got a heavy pot here. I'm gonna put it on about medium to medium high heat because we're going to start by cooking our ground beef. I've got a pound of ground beef here. This is 80-20 ground beef, but you can use whatever ground beef you want. Since I'm using 80-20 ground beef, we don't need to put any oil in the bottom of the pot. But if you're using something that's leaner, like a ground sirloin, or you could even use ground turkey, then you're going to want to put a little bit of oil in the pot just so it doesn't stick. We're going to brown this until it's brown. It's going to take about 8 minutes or so, and I'll crumble it as I'm cooking it. And then we'll move on to the rest of the soup. Okay, this ground beef put off quite a bit of oil. So I'm going to do my little trick. I've got some paper towels with some tongs, and I've got the ground beef pushed to the side. And now I can just absorb the oil with my paper towels. And then I don't have to worry about spooning it out with a spoon. I can just absorb most of the oil. I'll probably leave a little bit just for flavor. And then I will throw these paper towels away. Okay, now we've got our ground beef done. We're gonna add almost all of the rest of the ingredients. We're gonna add a half a teaspoon of onion powder, a half a teaspoon of dried thyme, a half a teaspoon of pepper and a teaspoon of salt, a tablespoon of minced garlic. And that's all of our spices. And now we can add the vegetables. We've got a cup of chopped celery and a cup of chopped carrots. And we've got 2 bunches of radishes. We sliced them in half and we cut off the tops, just trimmed them up. It's a very veggie heavy dish, but it's still very low in carbs and keto friendly. So now we're going to add in 4 cups of beef broth. And I'm going to bring this up to a simmer. Okay, our stew is simmering, so I'm going to cover it with a lid and I'm going to let it cook for 20 minutes. Okay, our soup is looking really good. Our vegetables are soft. Right now it's a soup. Let's turn it into a stew. So we'll turn it into a stew by thickening it and adding a teaspoon of xanthan gum. This is totally optional. You do not have to add this, but I like to give my soup a little bit more body, and the xanthan gum does that. In order to activate the xanthan gum, we're going to bring the soup to a boil, just like you would have to do for a cornstarch. So once that comes to a boil, it'll thicken up and it'll be ready. Okay, we've got our stew all ready. So let's put some in our bowl. And look at that, it's such a pretty soup. Pretty spring colors. And let's try a bite. It's so good. Vegetables are perfectly tender, really good flavor. You can really taste the thyme. It's just really, really good. So make sure you check out this recipe, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.